Hey everyone, get ready to kick off your shoes because today we're diving into the energetic world of Southern Italian dance traditions.
Ooh, sounds fun.
It is. But, we're not just going to learn the steps.
Right.
We're going deep.
I like it. Deep dives are the best.
Exactly. We're talking history, symbolism, and you know me, gotta bust some myths along the way.
Love it. And you got some great material to work with too, especially if we're talking about, well, I saw Sudanzare in there. They're awesome.
Yeah, they seem really cool. Based in Paris, right? And all about making these dances something anyone can enjoy. Workshops, performances, the whole shebang.
They do. And they really push that everyone's welcome vibe.
Totally. Which I'm absolutely here for, but let's, step off the welcome mat for a sec and get into, the nitty-gritty. What do these dances actually mean? Beyond the, come one, come all.
Oh, I see where you're going. Yeah, because tarantella, which is what folks usually call it, that can be kind of misleading.
Misleading how?
It's kind of like, you say rock music, but do you mean actual Chuck Berry rock? Or what they call rock on the radio now? Two different beasts,
Okay, so you're saying tarantella is more like a broad genre.
Exactly. And any genre worth its salt, there's subgenres, variations. You got your pizzica, your tammurriata. Each one's got its own story to tell.
Okay, now you've piqued my interest. Let's break those down a bit. What's the deal with, you said tammurriata?
So picture this. Campania region of Italy. Beautiful coastline.
Oh,
Right.
I've seen pictures. Stunning.
Right. Now imagine processions, pilgrimages, people dancing their hearts out as a way to show their devotion. That's the tammurriata woven right in there.
Wow, so it's got this whole religious context.
Totally. And the music is a huge part of it. You got your tamburo, a cornice, which is this awesome frame drum.
Not a good frame drum.
Right. Then toss in some castanets, clicking away, those little handheld percussion thingies.
Oh, yeah. Click, clack, click, clack.
Exactly. It creates this crazy, captivating sound. Really draws you in.
I bet. You can practically feel the energy just describing it. No wonder it's tied to something as powerful as religious devotion.
And don't forget the pew-to-pew, those little clay whistles add a whole other layer of, texture to this sound.
It's like a whole sensory experience.
Exactly. Way more than just steps,
Right. It's creating this whole atmosphere, this feeling.
It's an experience, for sure.
Okay, so we've got the tammurriata, deeply rooted in religious tradition, super lively music. Now, you mentioned the pizzica earlier.
Yes. The pizzica. Now, that's a dance with a story and a half.
Okay, so the pizzica, definitely the one I've heard the most about, always gets painted as the seductive Southern Italian dance.
Right. That's the usual story you hear. But like we were talking about with the whole tarantella thing, there's layers here.
Ooh, okay, so it's more than just, a sultry dance under the moon.
Way more.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. It's got passion. It's got energy. Those steps are quick. There's whirling.
Sounds fun.
Oh, it is. But to say it's just about seduction, that's selling it short, Our sources, they dig deeper. Pizzica's got range. It can be playful. It can get serious, even be a way to, hold people accountable.
Hold up a dance protest.
You got it. For a prime example, look no further than Calabria. Their Sonu a Balù tradition is wild.
Tell me everything.
All right, so imagine. You've got this dance leader. They call him the Mastru ai Balù. This person, they use the pizzica to call out whatever's going wrong. Unfair working conditions, maybe a shady politician.
No way.
Oh, yeah. They might even throw in some local gossip for good measure. Make it funny, too. All through the steps, the verses, the whole 9 yards, a whole satirical news segment set to music.
That's so cool. So it's not just about individual expression, then it's about the community, right? Like a dialogue through dance?
Exactly. Engaging with the issues, making your voice heard. Pizzica can be a platform for that.
But speaking of community, there's this whole other side to tarantella that we got to unpack, the whole cure for spider bites thing. Oh yeah, that's the thing you always hear, right? Always sounded kind of like folklore-ish to me.
Yeah.
Like something out of an old storybook.
I hear you. It does have that vibe. But for centuries, people, they really believed in this stuff. They called it tarantism, this idea that dancing the tarantella, often the pizzica specifically, could cure you if you got bitten by this certain spider.
So not just a tall tale. People actually took this seriously.
But dead serious. And I'm not talking just village whispers here. Our sources mention actual scholars studying this, big names even. Ernesto Di Martino, he was a huge deal in anthropology, 20th century. He dedicated a ton of research to understanding tarantism as this cultural phenomenon.
Wow, so in their eyes, this wasn't just some superstition, it was worthy of genuine study.
Exactly. But here's where things get interesting. The spider they were blaming this all on, turns out it was the wrong one.
Wait, hold up. Are you saying there's been this huge misunderstanding? This whole time, the wrong spider's been taking the blame for. Well, a dance craze.
It's true. You gotta admit, it's kind of funny when you think about it, like a cultural game of telephone, you know? The message got jumbled somewhere along the way.
Totally. But okay, what about the spider itself? The tarantula, right? I thought they were dangerous.
See, that's the thing. The tarantula, yeah, they're big, they're hairy, they can look kind of scary.
They definitely have that whole don't mess with me vibe.
For sure.
Yeah.
But their bark is worse than their bite. You know what I mean? Their bite, it hurts, don't get me wrong.
I bet.
But it's not going to kill you. Not like what folks were describing with the whole tarantism thing.
Okay, so then what was causing it? Something had to be making people sick if they were dancing it out like that. There's got to be some other culprit in the spider world.
You're on the right track. Our sources, they actually point to a different suspect. Much smaller, way less in your face, but way more venomous.
Oh, no way. Who is this stealthy culprit?
The Mediterranean black widow.
No kidding.
Yeah. Turns out their venom, it can really mess with your system, neurological effects, the whole shebang.
Wow, that's intense.
Right. And the thing is, those effects, they actually line up with what people were describing back in the day with tarantism. So put two and two together.
It's a case of mistaken identity.
Exactly. And from that one little mix-up, centuries of cultural practices, beliefs, a whole thing, it makes you wonder, you know, how many other facts are out there just waiting to be, like, fact-checked by history?
Right. It really puts things in perspective. But speaking of things, we thought we knew this whole deep dive into the tarantella. Talk about eye-opening. We went from, oh yeah, that dance, to uncovering ancient beliefs, spider mysteries.
Don't forget the protest power of dance.
Oh, right. The pizzica as a platform for social change. Who knew? Seriously, I walked in thinking this was just about fancy footwork, but this was so much more.
That's the beauty of a good deep dive, right? You never know what you're going to find when you start digging.
So true. It just goes to show sometimes the most fascinating stories, the most surprising connections, they're right there beneath the surface, just waiting for us to uncover them. And who knows, maybe this deep dive will inspire you to do some digging of your own. Until next time.